We do have a great presentation for a very special person. Is there someone in the audience whose last name is Platt, P-L-A-T-T? Is there someone with the first name of Laura? Come on down, Laura. We have several people who have awards for you. I have one. It's not in gold, thank God. It's from the New York State Assembly. And it says, whereas a great state is only as great as those persons who give exemplary service to their community, whether through participation in voluntary programs, through unique personal achievement in their professional or other endeavors, or simply through a lifetime of good citizenry. And whereas Laura Platt is being recognized on this 10th day of April, 2021 for quote unquote EMT of the Year by the Byron Fire Department, #1, Laura has selflessly sacrificed countless hours toward the protection of lives within the community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that as a duly elected member of the State Assembly of New York, I recognize that Laura Platt is an exceptional citizen who is worthy of the esteem of both the community and the great state of New York and whoever that was talking. In witness whereof, I have here unto my hand signature Steve Hawley, member of the New York State Assembly, 139th Assembly District, dated 4/10/21. Laura, congratulations, and thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the other individual who's going to be recognizing you and telling a little bit about what you've done for your community. From the University of Rochester Medical Center, we have the Kessler Trauma Center Program Manager / Director, Critical Care Transport One Breath Unit, Mr. Bill Hallinan. Bill?
All right, thank you, Assemblyman, thank you, Chief. Thank all of you. I wish I knew it was your 100 years. We would have celebrated that as well. So my role in this is about a specific incident. And so as many of you know, University is the trauma center for the Finger Lakes region of New York. And with that, although generally we receive lots of your patients by helicopter and by some other route, we try to go to great lengths not to forget all the great work and commitment you show to your communities. We know that takes a lot. We know that it asks a lot of you, and we know that the bar continues to be set higher and higher and more difficult for you, and we're appreciative of all that work that you do. That being said, you had nothing better to do on July 7th of last year than to save a life.
Frosted my freezer. I just get down.
Well, defrosting freezers are important as well. But, one of the things we work hard is to champion in this community. You guys know that it's important to know how to use the fire extinguisher. AEDs make a difference, but the public and yourselves knowing how to promptly stop bleeding is equally as important. With that being said, we all know in here that people can bleed to death or suffer horrible consequences from their bleeding within minutes. And so as part of that, and part of our mission is to promote the Stop the Bleed program. And on July 7th, there was an incident that left one of your citizens gravely injured from an accident with a chainsaw. Without prompt care and being in a rural setting, he would have quickly deteriorated and potentially have expired from his injury. And although bystander actions resulted in the prompt activation of your 911 system and the response of the Byron Fire Department, the bystanders applied direct pressure and managed to apply an improvised tourniquet. Emergency medical technician Platt recognized the severity of this injury and provided definitive therapy without hesitation. That point is not to be missed. I can't tell you how many responders around the Finger Lakes and citizens think that it is okay, and if an improvised tourniquet is on, that it is okay. But I'm gonna not being there, I'm gonna assume that you recognize you needed to apply a better device.
I had it in my hand on the way out.
And that makes the difference. She applied a tourniquet to stop the bleeding, and this action allowed the patient to remain alive until additional responders could provide additional life-saving measures and rapid transport to the trauma center. Their quick recognition and treatment not only saved the patient's life, but also further prevented complications caused by severe shock. For your actions and for the actions of the Byron Fire Department, we are awarding you what we refer to as Gold Trauma Stars for life-saving care of an injured person. I'm awarding this on the behalf of the Chief of Trauma Surgery, Dr. Mark Gestring, Kessler Trauma Center, University of Rochester, Rochester, New York. So for that, Chief, you and your department gets a certificate. You get a certificate. There's also Stop the Bleed swag here. It's always important. And you can hold this for photo opportunities, and then you can tell me which one fits better on your uniform, a pin or a bar. But you can let me know about that. And for that, congratulations for saving a life.
Just so happy I was able to go. Like I said, that day I was defrosting the freezer up and down the solar steps many times. I just sat down, I just gave my mother her food, who I care for, who's 88, and my husband's food. I just sat down with mine, and the tones went off. I look out the window. John's gone. I didn't even know what it was. And John went. I said, well, Doug, I can go. I had nothing else that night to do. So, yeah. So John said, well, I think it's a bad bleed. I said, oh, okay. I didn't even know what kind of call it was. I said, well, last time I had a bad bleed, it was like, stuck together with glue when I got to the hospital. But so he says, no, he says, I guess it's a really bad bleed. So then I went and got the tourniquet and all the gauze and stuff I could manage, and within a minute I got there and got the tourniquet on and saw the bleeding stop. So anybody could do it, probably. I just happened to be there and available. So, I'm glad I do what I can do to help the people. Thank you.
On behalf of the Byron Fire Department and the Rescue Squad, the exempts, the Ladies Auxiliary, we present you with life-saving award from our department to you.
I just wanted to say that I babysat this handicapped girl, Shelby, and I was talking to Norman that I had put on my first tourniquet the other day, and she was with me, so she heard it. And so her mother works for Batavia High School, and so she came home and she said that one of the workers got hurt really bad and someone saved her life with the tourniquet. And Shelby speaks right up. She said, that was Laura. I just thought that was funny. It's a small world, but he's back to work, so.
Don't go anywhere yet. Okay, amongst everything else, Laura is also one of the top EMT responders for the year.
We work a lot on our training, and it's nice to hear when our EMTs are out and training does pay off, and that we kind of cut down that response time, that you can already be thinking about what you need to do before you get there. And as you know, the bleeding part, it goes pretty fast depending on where that injury is. So my little award for Laura from the rescue squad as well is that we give up a lot of our free time to be able to do the things you talk about, like Laura was busy doing house stuff, but you put those things aside as often as you can, and you try and make as many calls as you can. And sometimes some of those calls end up being a lot more important in saving lives than other ones are, but they all matter to the people you run into as you get out there. Just talk to someone in the back of the ambulance or at their house makes a big difference, and Laura's made a big difference in a lot of people's lives. So for some of her free time, we thought maybe she might like to do a little shopping. So we have a gift card for you. So you can do a little bit of looking around, and then Michelle's going to show the other part.
So all these plaques and everything are great, and the pin's great, but what's better than opening up an actual gift for you to have as part of your recognition, not only from the department, but from the rescue squad. So we had something specially created just for you,
Not
so
really.
you never forget your time in 4-0. So we'll let you go ahead and open it.
It'll be the booby prize. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. We want a new 4-0. We need a new 4-0.
Well, maybe next time you win the award, you'll have a different picture on it.
That would be very nice. Oh, that is very nice. Who made it?
So, PJ Cummings from Virgin Fire Department with his company Charred Flags made this just for you.
Aw. My last call was in Virgin. Very nice. Thank you so much.
And of course, what woman doesn't appreciate a little flowers
Oh,
too?
you Philip, that's my favorite. Well, none of this was necessary, but none of this is necessary, but appreciated. Thank you so much for everybody and all the people that helped right along with me. And a fearless leader, Brad, keeping us all our certificates in order and everything. Yikes.
So we'll hope tonight it turns out well. There more? I can take one. All right, there we go.